Welcome to Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Send us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com or look for us on Facebook at Voices from the Bench. Greetings and welcome to episode number 53 of Voices from the Bench. My name is Elvis.
My name is Barbara, also known as Biatch this week because it's the end of the month and I have just been a hellion. Don't judge me though. Thank God it's the end of the month. I think this goes out on Monday and we record on Friday and I am so done.
Luckily, we have a short week this week.
Yeah, because we're going to where?
Grapevine, Texas for the DLAT Conference and Expo.
I seriously cannot wait to get out of here. I'm so excited. I just actually moved my trip. I'm coming home on Sunday, so you and I can go out Friday and Saturday night. Yay!
I hear Grapevine is quite the nightlife, let me tell you.
Okay. I believe it.
We're going to be set up at the DLAT conference in our very own lounge, interviewing people all weekend. So if anybody out there, if you're going to be there and you're interested in being on the podcast, drop us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com and we'll see if we can schedule a time. Or if you're just there and no one is sitting down with us, stop by, sit down, and we'll chat.
We actually really like doing live interviews. They're pretty neat because we get to look at each other and talk to each other. And don't be scared. We'll make you extremely comfortable. Before you know it, we'll be fast friends. It's pretty fun.
And we'll talk anything related to this industry. So it doesn't matter if you're a technician, a vendor, a speaker at the show.
You can tell us all about what you do, where you came from, how long you've been in the industry, how much you love the industry, and you'll like it.
A little while ago, I had a company contact me at Summer Dental looking to see if I was interested in their product. Mm-hmm. Now, anytime a vendor calls my lab, I end up spieling to them about the podcast. Usually, probably a little bit more than I should.
No.
Yeah. Can you believe that? Little
little
promotion. So the cool thing is they checked it out and they really liked it. We found out that one of the owners of the company was going to be at LMT Lab Day Chicago. So after a couple emails and a quick meeting that we had at Cal Lab, Fred Rapp agreed to be our first live interview at Lab Day Chicago.
Aww. We are already all lined up. We have our first interviewer, and it was our first time ever doing anything like that. So I was like, yay, at least one person's going to sit down and talk to us. But we knew we at least had one, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we didn't know how this was going to work. So he agreed to come by and let us fiddle with the audio levels to get it all lined up. And we chatted with this gentleman who not only owns a large lab in France, but also started an implant component company that has an interesting uniqueness about it that I suggest that everyone check out. Their website is openimplants.com. That's openimplants with an S.com.
Everybody get that? He's pretty interesting. And he's got a sexy accent for all you lovely ladies out there listening to our podcast. And when you meet him, you will love him.
I wish I could do this in a French accent right now, but I can't. So let's get to Fred Rapp at LMT Lab Day.
So we're going to roll in with my favorite thing. We're talking about mouths. It's mouth guard season. Did you know that Nowak Dental Supplies carries a wide assortment of Keystone Profound mouth guard laminates? That's all in one mouth. Their ProForm mouth guard laminates are the only pre-made laminated mouth guard material in the industry. It's widely used by leaders in custom-made mouth guard. By laminating 2 layers of soft EVA together, the laminate has excellent tensile strength. All of these features make the ProForm mouth guard laminate the material of choice for custom-made mouth guards. Now, it's available in .160, which is 4 millimeters, 5x5 squares, as well as 120 millimeters or 125 millimeter round laminates. Tons of color combinations from single colors, dual colors, and even triple colors. Triple couples. Yeah, there you go, Sean Nowak. Triple couple. I think it means triple colors. and many off-the-wall styles. So you could do pink for Breast Cancer Month. You can do your favorite football team colors. You can do your son's baseball team colors. You can do pretty much anything you want, which is totally in right now. So buy 1 through 12 pack and receive free Scotch-Brite at no charge. Place your order with your NOAC dental representative at 1-800-654-7623. Or, of course, you can always visit them online at noacdental.com. And they're going to be in Texas this weekend at the DLAT, where Elvis and I will be as well. So come say hi to us and definitely visit NOAC's booth.
Voices from the Bench. The interview. So here we are, live, our first recording here at Lab Day Chicago 2019. We are super excited.
I'm super excited too.
And
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I am happy to have Frédéric Rapp.
That's it.
Excellent. See, I didn't get it
Wow,
wrong.
and you just said you were going to let him pronounce it.
Yeah, I looked at his badge and I thought to myself,
I'm going to make it.
I can handle this.
Yeah.
I can handle this.
And you're here all the way from France?
Yeah, all the way from France. Actually, it's I think it's 7th or 8th time I'm attending LMT, and I think it's awesome.
Do they have anything like this in France?
Not in France. We have dental shows in France, but what I really like here is the education LMT provides, and all the vendors. We don't have anything like this. I mean, even we have IDS, which is
of course
the biggest show, but regarding education, lectures,
second
definitely,
to none, huh? Nice.
Second to none, the best.
And
one.
everything's free, which is so impressive.
It is.
Know, from Judy and her team, that she brings all of these people and everything's free. And I think that's where the draw is too. And I think the vendors realize now how many people are coming, and they make their shows bigger, and they're making bigger announcements, and it's just really exciting.
No,
So.
it's just awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we're having a fun time. I was coming alone for the first 5 years, and then I started bringing some of my people with me, because I found, we need to share that over the company and across the company. Mm-hmm. And now this year we are 3 people from my lab that are here with me and getting lectures and education. So this is it's just great.
How big is your lab?
So I run a 72-person lab in France.
That's a good size lab.
Yeah, for France it's pretty good. Compared to the US, we are quite small. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we are really happy. We started so my father grounded the lab.
My father founded my lab.
Really?
Too. Yeah.
So he founded it back in the 80s, 83. So now it's 36 years old this year. And I took the lab over when my father retired in 2005, and we were 2 people, one technician and myself. And then we grew it from that.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Did you work in anything else other than labs growing up, or was that the only thing you know?
Yeah, so funny fact is my father didn't want me to become a dental technician.
Really?
He wanted me to become a dentist.
Oh.
But I just couldn't put my hands in the patient mouth, so we kind of thought, okay, maybe dental is not for me, so I went to study mechanical engineering.
Wow.
And I graduated. I'm an engineer in mechanical engineering. And when I was studying that, we studied rapid prototyping. That was in 2003. Mm-hmm. And rapid prototyping was really the beginning of 3D printing and those kinds of things. And I was like, wait a second. We in the dental labs, my father is manufacturing prototypes, because yes, it's a crown, but it's always a different crown. And that's a prototype. Mm-hmm. So then I went to my dad, and we decided, okay, I'm going to retire. You can take the lab over, and say, yeah, let's do it. But I want to do it the digital way, because I loved it. I just had a passion for digital. And say, yeah, let's grow it. So
you came in right when digital was all hitting, and you had the brain for it.
Yeah.
At a meeting like this, what are you looking for? Are you looking for new equipment, new materials? Are you purchasing? Are you considering purchasing? What does it kind of look like?
So some of our vendors come from the United States. Like we use softwares that come from here. We use parts that come from here. So it's a good point to gather and to share ideas on what was good, what was not good, how can we improve things.
Yeah.
Sure.
So definitely, but again, what I really like is the lecture and the knowledge we get and the new stuff coming out. And United States has always been an example for me on the way you guys like scale things and organize things. So it's always very, very... I'm passionate about that. And I just... Yeah, it's an example for me. Honestly, it's an example.
But don't they, in France, the technicians have to have a degree?
Not necessarily.
No?
So to open a lab, you have to kind of have a degree or an experience.
Okay.
But then we have certified dental technicians, we have master technicians we hire, but most of the people, I think we are facing all the same problems. It's very hard to find technicians.
Oh, yeah.
And when they come out of school, they are not really digital trained. So we basically took the example of the United States and build up our own training facility. And we have a technician that is dedicated to training. And
That's awesome.
And you just focus on hey, I was telling to my lab technicians, hey, you weren't born technician, right? You learned it. So if you learned it, some other people with good hand skills or technical skills or artistry skills can just learn it.
I think Barb was born a technician. I think you came out.
Yeah, you were
working
born
with ceramics.
My dad wanted me to be a nun, actually, but I decided that. And then he forced me into the technician, and I've been there ever since, which I enjoy the heck out of it. So I have no complaints. So.
Awesome.
So what does your laboratory specialize in? Are you doing a lot of zirconia, full mouths, hybrids?
So there is a slight difference between the US and France. For example, the full zirconia market, we do around 20% full zirconia in my lab, so it's not that much.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Yeah, and then we do 45% around is PFZ. So still zirconia there.
Layered?
Layered or pressed. We offer both.
Oh, you press too as well?
We press too.
Okay.
We press to a lot of things. Press to zirconia, press to metal, and Emax. Emax is still there. So there is a trend going to full zirconia, but
not as fast as here.
Not as fast as here, definitely.
Be grateful. That's great.
Yeah. So this is the main focus, and digital. I mean, intraoral scanning. We are recognized to be one of the lab that can really master getting those and getting the right inputs and communicate to the dentist. So end of 2017, we were receiving about 17% of our impression digital.
Really?
And end of last year, so just 3 months ago, I looked at the numbers. I was, wow, we were like 28%.
Really?
So it's really growing and growing, and we like it.
What's the big scanner over there? What do you see the most coming from?
3Shape is big.
Yeah.
3Shape is big. We see here iTero is big. We don't get that many iTero there. So 3Shape, Cerec, Carestream.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's all the same names. Yeah.
Those are the big ones. And then we have some more European one. Like there is one called the Condor.
I think I saw that on the screen today with Jeff Strunk at CalLab, possibly.
So those are the scanners we work with, and we are compatible with all of those, and we accept all of those.
So are you printing like a contact model in a single die, or are you printing an opposing, and how are you handling those cases?
We print the model basically as big as the impression is. So if the dentist is taking a full arch impression, we like to print the full arch impression. For the monolithic, we try to go model-less, but even if we go model-less, we always try to print a small, check.
Been there, done that. We tried to go completely modelless, and we realized that you have to eyeball something. Margins, contacts.
Yeah.
You have to know where that sweet spot is. It was really it was a mind learning for our laboratory it's just not ready. Some people are doing it very successfully, but for me, I like to have that model to check everything on.
And the dentists like it. We offer a discount if they want to go model-less. I would say 90% of our customers, they don't want the discount, but they want the model.
Yeah.
So we were surprised.
Well, I think they want to check it also before it goes in. They get that extra insurance.
Yeah, and they do.
Or they at least know it is the crown that's with that patient. That helps too.
Yeah.
We never switch crowns, Elvis.
Never happened.
Never happened. Oops.
And then last year we went more implant focused with guided surgery.
Nice.
We have on-site planning now for the doctors. And actually my implant guided surgery specialist is in Chicago because we hear a lot of talks about that, and I wanted her to,
it's a big topic here.
Yeah, get there and get it.
Yeah, they actually had another one. We did guided surgery yesterday. We watched an hour of that. It was pretty intense.
Oh, with BJ,
yeah. BJ Kowalski put on a really good program, and I learned a lot. I'm like, something that we really need to get into.
It was big.
It seems like it's a no-brainer for the docs. If we do everything right, they place everything correctly, and it just makes it so much easier. So.
And what we saw is we started pilots only, just the pilot. And now they are like, hey, what about fully guided? And for us, really, it doesn't really make a big difference. I mean, it's just the sleeve that changes.
It's just a different hole. Yeah.
And then it's, wow, that's good. So we like that because it makes the lab work easier, and we have the implants in the right position, right? It's prosthetic driven. Mm-hmm. It's not only clinical driven, it's clinical and prosthetic driven. So now we make more aesthetic crowns. And we say, at the end of the day, the patient saves a little bit of money because sometimes we can avoid multi-unit or angulated stuff like that.
Angled screw chambers,
which is good. I mean,
better sometimes we have to compromise aesthetics in order to restore it.
That's
not doing that makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Or be very inventive on the restoration we do. This is making it definitely more easy. So.
Do you do the planing yourself, or?
I know how the software works. I could do a planning. I would never send the planning to the dentist without my implant specialist have a look on that. Definitely. Yeah. Sometimes she's like, wow, Freddie.
You can look over at me, but I got this.
That's a sinus, Freddie.
That would not go well.
So, but that becomes really, I mean, it looks really easy. And maybe that's the risk. It looks easy, but you have to know what you are doing. Managing the software is not the same as, knowing what you are doing.
Mm-hmm. It's important to be able to read a CBCT and an X-ray and all that.
Yeah. Listen, you sounding all technical. I'm impressed.
I have notes.
That's really cool. And so we offer different services to the dentist. We have some dentists, like geek dentists, they want to do everything themselves.
Sure.
And then we have the dentist say, hey, I don't really want to print because it smells. I have to clean it. I mean, it's could be dangerous with this isopropanol alcohol. I don't want one of those. So they send me only the guide to print. Or some of the one that, hey, my specialty is planning. You guys design the guide and manufacture the guide. Mm-hmm. And some of them, hey, I'm new to that. I don't place that many implants, but I want to go guided because I'm safer. Yeah. And so we do everything, and we team viewer in with them. They check, and from there they can move on when they are comfortable moving on. Say, hey, maybe you can go to the next step.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I always feel a dental lab is a crown manufacturer, right? We do crowns. So a guide, we see that more as a service we can offer to our customers.
Sure.
To then make a better and an aesthetic restoration. Mm-hmm. So this is a little bit my mindset. We try to be really customer-oriented and focused. Customer is key.
I like the way he says focused.
Focused. Sorry, yeah.
That's where they're going to bleep me out. I couldn't pass it up.
Pardon my French.
I know you're from France, and I love it. I'm going to start saying that, Elvis. I hope you don't mind.
Hey, come on, Bart.
I'm going to blame it on you.
Stay focused.
Maybe we can try French. Should we move it to French?
Hey, that's kind of cool.
How do you say voices from the bench in French?
How do we say that?
I think I hit him.
No. I'm just figuring out
how to say voices.
Yeah, voices is Voix.
Voix?
And bench is man, I'm speaking too much English. I'm losing my French. Établi. La voix de l'établi.
Whoa. I'm not going to try to mimic that. I'll just.
So I'm curious, from where you are, have you heard of our podcast in France?
Actually, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, we've been talking about that when we first met, and I think, it's all about passion. Mm-hmm. This industry, right? Mm-hmm. And somebody taking care of the dental technicians and try to give knowledge and share knowledge. I mean, I think it's just great. There are podcasts for dentists and those YouTube channels, whatever, for dentists. And yeah, I mean, somebody taking care of the dental labs is really, really cool. So thank you for that.
Oh, we appreciate that. Thank you.
I wish my dental technician in French could speak English so they could listen to it. We have very few, but the one who listen to it that can understand English, we're like, oh, somebody thought about us. Thank you.
Yeah, so you can take it back and be like, hi guys, I'm on Voices from the Bench. It's wonderful. I appreciate that. I know Elvis takes a look at where we have listeners, and I was curious, so thank you.
No, that's cool.
So what does the rest of the day look like for you? Are you going to go to every booth, and are you going to class?
Yeah, more lectures, going around. And actually, we grounded a company 3 years ago with two partners that are pretty famous in the industry, Rob Nazal and Bob Cohen.
Yeah.
They founded CAP.
Okay.
And we are friends since 5 years, 6 years. And one day we decided, hey, Freddie, we should do something together, you know? And we were thinking about, okay, what are the problems we can solve to help labs? Because that was really the mission they had, and again, customer-driven. And so we decided, hey, what about implant components? And I was like, oh, yeah, sometimes there is a gap. Sometimes I think we could do different or better. And then we were, okay, what are the challenges we are facing on those ones? And inventorying those things is a problem. Like, you don't want to have digital analogs and plaster analogs. So we were like, really literally in a restaurant, took a piece of paper and just, hey, that we could do that.
There's most genius things happens that way. Exactly.
And then we were like, hey, let's do it. And it has been a fantastic journey so far. So we started this company called Open Implants, and now we are selling implant component parts in the United States. So we discovered an entire new parts of the industry, and for me that was really new, even because I come from Europe, like FDA regulation, all those things we had to deal with. But hey, it's a fantastic journey. I mean, it was challenging, but we are here, and we try to help labs getting things easier. And that's where thank you.
So Open Implants.
Open Implants, yeah.
And you provide what sort of parts, like analogs?
So it all started with analogs. We decided to do an analog that we can cut. So
shorter,
yeah. So this is really what we need when we do printing, because if the model is too tall, it takes forever to print. Even if the printer is faster now, it's always going to take longer than if it's a little bit shorter. So we designed this special analog to fit both the digital and the gypsum, so only one, and you can shorten it if you want to go faster. Like you have a rush case, you need to print it out as soon as you can, as fast as you can. You just shorter it and you can go ahead.
Interesting.
So we started with that, and then we expanded the line, and the next product was the titanium base. And the titanium base, we saw that it was really... We struggled with the height of the bases. So in some cases, we had those 4mm bases, and we were like, man, we could use a 8 on that one, and that gives more retention, right? And we could feel better, but we don't want to do a 4, a 5, a 6, a 8, a 10.
Yeah.
Imagine the lab. I mean, I was opening my drawers in the lab, and I was like, all those parts.
I have so many parts.
Oh, that's killing me.
I have a room for parts.
I don't know how you wrap your mind around what goes where. I am not an implant specialist by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh, it's
too much.
It was so painful for me. And if I feel painful, I believe.
We all do.
We all do.
And then we were like, okay, how do we do that? And at the end, we ended up, okay, let's do a 10mm high with some grooves. So when you go to your design software, you pick up which size you want, which length you want. You go and design the case. You take a tie base and you just cut it following the groove, and just you put it together. So with one part, basically you have 5 options.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it was just, I was like, oh, that seems simple. So we were looking around, and at that time nobody had it, and say. Yeah. Okay, that solves issues. That solves problems. So now labs can have a small inventory and they have one size that's going to fit all. And it's good for the prosthesis because we make it better, because we give more retention.
Retention if it needs
lasting
it, sure.
longer. And
Wow.
And this is something we were struggling. So, yeah, this is something we came out with, and yeah, we are proud of it. And of course, we need scan bodies because we're in the digital world. So this is what we do.
Yep.
We do multi-unit inserts for multi-unit temporary cylinders for immediate loading. Those big all-around bridges.
Yeah, the
hybrids, and we are expanding. And what I like is I get in touch with dental technician here. So we share our ideas. I'm fortunate because I can share ideas, and they are really open-minded with me, even more than if I was in the United States, because I'm 5,000 miles away.
You're not competition.
We're not competition at all. At all.
We talk about that a lot on our podcast, though. Even if you were here, we're all sharers. And
of course.
Even though we're competitors in one stretch of the imagination, we all help each other in this industry.
Definitely.
And, I just think it's an amazing thing how we roll here in
it
Dental
really
Lab.
is.
It's what makes doing the podcast so easy.
Yep.
It really is. And so sharing experience with people and getting to know them and what they're struggling with. Mm-hmm. And I think that today a vendor, and that's what we are to our dentists, is what is your problem? How can I help you solving the problem? Mm-hmm. I think that's the main purpose of a company, right? It's fixing issues or solving problems. Yes. So we try to consider ourselves at Open Implants and in my lab in France as solvers. I mean, maybe the engineering background, I don't know. I have a problem, I need to find a solution.
It's excellent.
And so we listen a lot to our customers, say, hey, what do you guys, what's next? So we have our list, we have our to-do list, and we listen, and then we prioritize, and then we launch new products following this prioritization list. And it's amazing to finally be meeting dental technicians and see. The other day, a guy jumped on me and hugged me and said, thank you for doing that. And I was like,
that's cool.
Oh, thank you for doing that right now.
I mean, you just made my day.
I was not expecting that. And this is really something I love. Yeah. And it's like the first time we did guided surgery. We were working with that doctor north of France, and I really insisted, can I come on the first surgery, even if I stay outside?
Yeah.
And say, no, of course.
Oh, they invited you in?
Dress
you
up, come in.
God.
And the patient was, the doctor placed me an implant last year. Let's see how that went. And...
I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Come back and we'll do an interview. Come back in 10 minutes and we'll interview you if you'd like.
No, that's fine.
That's
it's all good. This is the joy of doing it live.
This is live. We just had a fan. Oh, yes, please take a pin.
They are rock
we
stars.
Appreciate your
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's funny.
So I went to this. I went to the operatory. The patient has an implant placed, hand surgery, so no guides. 1 year before. The patient is on the chair. We put the guide. We place the implant. The dentist was talking with me while he was playing the implant. He was so.
Oh my God.
He was so relaxed.
And you're watching
the dentist,
that? How
and
do you,
I was
so
there.
obviously you're good with blood, right? Maybe not good, but
that
okay
was
with
okay.
it.
That was okay.
I would have been on the floor.
And surgery goes. Everything is good. Patient comes off the chair. He hugs me.
That's cool.
And he was like, "Thank you for doing that." So, I didn't do a lot of the work. I mean, I didn't do the software. I didn't do the surgery.
Yeah.
So, hey, you are part of that. And that was so rewarding. And you could see the smile of the dentist, the assistant. Everybody was smiling.
Yeah.
And I think I love situation when you sit around a table and everybody wins.
Yep.
Right? I mean, this is a win-win-win.
You can see your passion in what you do.
And
I can see it all over your face. I can hear it in your voice.
You.
It's so gratifying.
No, it's all about passion.
Yeah.
If I wake up in the morning and I don't like what I do, I'd rather do something else because I only have one life, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's been now 30 years since I'm in this industry because my father had his lab in our basement. So all my weekends, all the vacations.
Same here.
You know.
I was that little rad rap going in and playing with the porcelain and putting the dowel pins and making faces and it was what I grew up doing. So
and that's it. And if you lose the patient, and I promise to myself, the day I lose the patient, I don't see any reason why right now. But if I lose it, I need to do something else, because life is all about that. And be happy in what you are doing, enjoy your life. And I mean, that may sound broken records, but this
sounds really awesome.
But this is what makes this industry so great.
Passion. I mean, this industry is sometimes struggling, and it comes with challenges. But any business comes with challenges, right? And that's life. I mean, that's life. And we need to be clever, move, and not be frightened. Just, hey, okay, after the fear is away, what's next? How can we do that?
Yeah.
And I went to the Trichet booth and say, hey guys, sometimes we are struggling with the software. Sometimes, but like with any software, it's not you. It's this is it. But thank you for helping us pushing the boundaries. Mm-hmm. You help us open new ideas. Surgical guides is one of those.
Yep.
Digital dentures. Did you so many people talking about that?
Yeah.
I mean, this is just.
A lot of them were talking about the material being brittle and breaking.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of that the last 2 days about that. So, and there wasn't a whole lot of hands in the room that are even doing it right now. So I think our manufacturing folks need to really come up with some new material that's not as brittle and it's not as difficult. So,
but it's
not a lot
getting
of people
there,
doing
right?
them. Yeah, I'm thinking it is. I mean,
When I hear somebody say, "Oh well, no, that's not for me." Are you making dentures? Yeah, this is for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe not. No, maybe in 6 months, 1 year. But you better be the pioneer on that.
It's going to catch on.
If you pioneer, you're going to struggle. You're going to have your issues. But hey, you get knowledge. You get experience.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to eat the dust a little bit to be, and then you are like.
Whether you like it or not, you do, and that's how you move ahead, and that's how you get better and improve.
That's the
this is, thing. I mean. Keep pushing. That's what I tell to my team. Hey, if we stop, we are going to go backwards.
Yeah.
Movement. And let's do mistakes. I love doing mistakes. Yeah. I mean, we did. No, it's not like that. But hey,
it doesn't feel very good at the time.
Yeah. No,
but then you're all right. Okay, I learned a lesson.
We grow. I mean, we have to. It's the only option. Yep. Growing, moving forward, and move.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're our first guest.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm the first French guy,
You're
right?
the first French guy and the first guest.
Yeah.
Lab Day,
That's a double win.
I love being first.
I love being first, too. I'm not competitive at all, those who know me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to lose, so well, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you
really
so
enjoyed
much.
your
Appreciate
information
it.
and
Thank you, Frederic.
talking to
I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you invite me for the 2000s episode. Okay?
Yeah.
We will. You got
Absolutely.
it.
Let's go for it.
Maybe we can take a trip to see you.
Hey, anytime.
I
And
would
anybody
love
that
to.
is listening, that if one day you are in France, we don't only have the yellow jackets. We also have different things. Anybody is in France, hey, just give me a call. And you stop
Wonderful.
by. Everybody's welcome in our lab.
Awesome.
Well, we'll be putting your information online,
I will.
so we'll let everybody know. So
Awesome.
I'm sure they'll appreciate that as
Awesome. Thank you so much for supporting
You're welcome.
us.
Thank you.
well.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
Have a great meeting.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
So a big thanks to Fred Rapp for chatting with us at Lab Day, and Open Implants for being such a cool company. Seriously, check them out, openimplantswithan.com. What I like about them is their customer service. So not only do they offer some unique implant components that has the laboratory in mind, but they really focus on the customer in the lab.
Oh my God, you totally took everything. That was so well put. I was going to ask everybody, I'm like, did you guys get that? That is my new tagline now. I can actually say the F word without the F word because he taught me how to say fuckus, which I really appreciate and I found quite cool, which I believe I said that on the live interview. It's like, So I will always remember him for teaching me a new way of saying the F word, but it actually means focus. So focus.
You got to stay focused. No matter what you do in life, you have to stay focused.
It's much more fun.
All right, everyone. So join us next weekend at the 2019 DLAT conference in Texas and a month later at the FDLA Symposium in Florida. Check out voicesfromthebench.com or this episode show notes for all the details and to register.
Be there or be square.
Next week, we are back with a gentleman who is quite known in our industry as a leader, innovator, speaker, and someone on the cutting edge of technology. Lee Culp joins us, and we hope you do too. All right, everybody, have a good one. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Talking to you with a squirrel in my hair.